Hello community, I hope you are doing good. In this discussion we will see how to add many to many and one to many field in CSV file while create the records. And in case you missed previous discussion about how to add many to one field in the CSV file, please check, link is given in the description. If you want to learn more about Odoo, you can visit the Weblearns channel. Under the home screen you can see Odoo 17-18 development tutorial. Right now we are working on this playlist. If you are a beginner and want to learn from the beginning, you can visit this playlist because this is the main playlist and those are the subtopic wise playlist available. All right, let's back to our main topic. And guys, if you didn't subscribe this channel, please subscribe. It will give you the latest notification about upcoming sessions, and it will also help me a lot to grow this channel. Let's say before we will implement this part, okay, I'm trying to show you one more interesting part which you must have to know, or else you will face a lot of issues. Okay, so let's say in the student model here I'm trying to add, in the existing one here, comma, let's say going to the contact, let's say Brandon Freeman. You can see the tags, right? If you hover here, you can see category underscore ID, type is many to many, and the relational table is res.partner_category, right? Now once I duplicate the tab, if I'm going to these contact tabs, now you can see here we have let's say 13 tags, right? We can use here as a many to many like this. Now the question is how you can also add this one in the CSV file, right? So the first thing is you have to mention here that category underscore ID, and one more thing is again we have to use colon and the ID. Okay, after that we have to use here the XML ID of these records, right? So for that we can go to here in the Odoo add-ons, in the base, in the data, let's say category, right? You can see here. Now let me copy this one, let's say vendor, but before that we have to mention here the module name dot id, right? Then after comma we have to use base dot, let's say this category 2, which is the prospects, comma, then after we have to use also the employees tag, right? Now here you can see I'm using here the base, right? Might be if you confused what it is, right? So simple thing you have to remember is like this file is available in this module, which is the base module, right? So this base module we must have to use here that name, the module name I mean, after dot and that ID, XML ID, right? After that we have to register this file into the manifest file here, and you can see here it's already there, right? Because I'm changing in the existing file. What I did is only this new field, which is many to many field, I have added here. That's it. Now here we have to mention comma, right? Because those are the 3 tags available here. The problem is here you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4 colons is available. And if you see here 1, this 2, then after 3, and then after you can see 5, then after 6 and the 7, it will automatically treat the Odoo automatically parsing the CSV file into the records, right? So that means what it does is it will automatically convert into, let's say the 4 field is here, right? So automatically the 4 fields till here it will read. Okay, let's see here. Now I'm trying to upgrade the module. Guys, if you don't know how to configure Odoo in PyCharm, please check editor level playlist. I already explained everything. Let me go to here in the logs. You can see here it's upgrade successfully. That means without any error message. Let me go to here in Tom, and now you can see it's selected as a vendor only, not the prospect and the employee, which we already mentioned here, right? Why? Because it will automatically skip using this comma separated symbol, right? If you want to add in the one single colon, then we must have to use the double quote. Okay, now Odoo automatically understood, okay, we must have to use this 3 into this category underscore ID. Let me minimize this one. Let me restart the service and let me refresh the screen. Now you can see here employees, prospects and the vendor, right? The main problem with the CSV file is it's not automatically recognized. Like, okay, here I have mentioned whatever IDs, it is only for this category underscore ID. To do that, we must have to use here double quote. Okay, so for that, in case you are working like this, then you must have to use all the colons plus the records, you must have to use under the double quote. Okay, now you can see here, in case if you are using here comma and by chance if you forgot here the double quote, right, now you can see here it will throws the exception. Why? Because it will treat like this: id equal to rc 0001, name equal to Tom, then after title colon id equal to Jerry, and in the category underscore id dot colon, it's this one, the value, right? But technically this id is belongs to the title underscore id. The thing is, reading the CSV file, it will separate all this data with the comma sign, right? But if you see here, if you provided here the comma, that means it will having a major issue if you didn't provide here double quote. Okay, let's see the output. Okay, now you can see no matching record found, external id Jerry in the title field, right? As I mentioned, you can see here it's available to the Jerry now. So to overcome this issue, we must have to use here double quote. Okay, and now let me restart the service and upgrade the module, and let me refresh the screen, and now you can see it will use the same name Tom and the Jerry with the separated comma. Okay, so like this way you can add many-to-many field using the field name, colon and the ID, same like the many-to-one which we already discussed in our previous session, right? I hope you understood about two relational fields. Let's talk about the one-to-many field. Let me close this one. Let me also close this one. Let me go to the models. Here you can see the school, right? The school model having a student underscore list, which is one-to-many field. Now this one-to-many field, if you go to here in the student model, right, you can see here school underscore ID is there, which is many-to-one field, right? Right now, if you go to here in the student, right, this is the student name. You can see here this is the student name, and here you can see the school is this one. So if you go to here in the under the school, you can see this is one-to-many field of the student under the school model, right? Here we can see clearly how many students registered under this school. Okay, the question is how we can also implement the same thing in the CSV file. So the answer is very easy. If you implement this part, right, this title underscore ID, the many-to-one field, if you already implemented here, and this title underscore ID available under this title model, available one-to-many field of this res.partner, it will automatically show those records. We don't need to manage anything. So one-to-many field is technically it's a virtual field. Okay, it's not the ID is specifically ID is not available in the database. Once the form is loaded and that virtual ID of that many-to-one field is available in the any of the views, Odoo automatically generate the one query like give me those IDs of the tables, I mean res.partner tables, which is belong to the particular open title. In our case here, so once I will refresh the screen, right, here Odoo provides this list of data along with one more query, which is student model query. Here it says like who having the school underscore ID as a 1, the ID. You can see this ID is the one first ID of the school, right? So it will automatically, we will get that related records here. So again, I'm going to here, let's say wb.school.csv. Okay, I'm giving you here name, and one more thing is you can see here student underscore list colon ID. Another thing is I'm going to here like wb.student.csv ID name and school underscore ID colon ID. Okay, here we don't need to manage this one as a one-to-many field. We have to just use here, let's say ws001 student 1 CSV. Then after we have to maintain the unique ID, right? Here let me add 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So 7 student is available here, sorry, schools available here, sorry, school. Okay, here what I'm doing is let's say WSC001, let's say student CSV1 as a student name. Okay, and simple here I'm providing this ID. Let's say 4 different students, and I'm registered only one single school. Okay, so let me go to here in the manifest file. First I will mention here data slash wb.school.csv. After we have to mention data wb.student.csv. Why we need to maintain this sequence, I will give you the small demo, but before that let's stick here. Okay, now I'm trying to upgrade the module, and now you can see. So without any error message, I'm going to the students, and now you can see here student 1 CSV. Alright, so there is one issue. Oh, sorry. Not here, but here. Student CSV 1, 2, 3 and 4 students available, right? If we go to the schools, and if I'm click to here, you can see I didn't mention that many-to-one field, but it will automatically manage here, right? That's one-to-many field, we don't need to manage. So if we see here this school 1 CSV, if you see, scroll down and you can see one-to-many field automatically fill up, right? So here we don't need to manage anything related one-to-many record in the CSV file here. Okay, now question is here why we need to maintain like this, right? Because you can see here, first thing is we created here the schools. Okay, under the student we are using this WS001, which is this ID. Okay, if we use like this in the manifest file, if we didn't maintain this sequence, then what happened is first it will parsing the CSV file. So once the parsing the CSV file, what happened is WS001 is not found in the database, right? And due to that, it will raise the error message. So let me check here. Let me upgrade the module. So you can see here it will work fine without any error message. Why? Because this ID is already generated in the database. Now let's say I'm trying to add one more ID, which is 8 and the school 8. Okay, here I'm also adding one more student. Instead of 1, I'm using here 8. And now you can see here student.csv file could not process. Why? Because no matching record found for the external ID WS008 in the select school field. Right, now you can see the error automatically started. Right, to overcome this issue, we must have to maintain this sequence in the data file. And now you can see once I will upgrade this module one more time, it will work fine without any issue. See? And once I will refresh the screen here, and if I'm going to here and open the student, sorry, the school, right? And now you can see here the student is available. So like this way, we have to remember the sequence in the manifest file, how we can add many-to-many field under the CSV file, and specifically this quote. Specifically, you are using something like this, the comma or the many-to-one field. Okay, so I hope you understood about this topic. If you still have any doubt related to this topic, please comment below, and see you in our next session.